Welcome back, everybody. The History Guy here. It's time for the Second Battle of Bull Run, as it was known in the North, or the Second Battle of Manassas, as it was known in the South. This is Legendary Mode. On Ultimate General Civil War, I'm playing as the Union, and basically talk through real quick what I've done with my army. This is one of those multi-day battles where you can manipulate the scaling a little bit by building a bunch of units that you will fill in later. So I haven't reinforced any of my units, and I'll do that after this first little skirmish of the battle. The key thing with that is making sure you've got enough weapons to fill out the units that you've created that are small, because you don't get an opportunity to switch what kind of weapons they have. So if you run out of guns, you don't have the ability to fill those up. So I've got all of these new units that will be getting filled out after the first day of the battle. Same goes with the artillery. And of course, I've got my main folks that are all set to go, and they're all going to be kind of in the front lines of this thing. So those are my experienced units. I tried to put most of my rifled artillery in the first corps. I don't have as much of that as I would like, just because I want to be able to try and take out his artillery early if I can. And then I have more of the smoothbores mostly in the second corps. I'm only taking 2 corps into this, but I feel like by the time I reinforce my army, it should be fairly even in size, which should set me up pretty well for this. So you get a big reward for this one, which is good because Antietam's coming up, and we'll see how this goes. So you can see here I'm taking 37 brigades, and he only has 8,500 men, but that's completely misleading because I really have no idea what I'm going to be facing. I've got 23,000 right now, but I should be able to get that up over 40 once we get through this phase of the battle, which I'm not even going to fight. So we're just going to bring our units onto the field, hide them in the corner here, and just let this part tick out, and then we'll come back and get the army build up for the main battle. Alright, so here's the situation so far. I've started building up. I got all of my experienced units up to a kind of an even number. I put all of those 500-man brigades up to 1,500 just to see where I'd be at financially in terms of weapons after that. And it looks like I'm still in pretty good shape. We got to go ahead and max out that new cavalry unit, so we did that. That was pretty expensive, but I've still got about $100,000. I've got both my supplies maxed out, and I've still got some weapons sitting there too. So I want to see where that puts me. So now you can see I actually outnumber him. I've got 41, almost 42,000, 114 guns to his 38,093 guns. So the beauty of being able to manipulate the scaling by waiting until the end of the first day to do that. So I'm going to go back in now, and I can add some more to some of these units, primarily to the inexperienced ones because they'll be the cheapest, but I'll see where best to put this last $100,000. So right here, you can see I've still got 1,000 Harper's Ferry 1855s available, so that's free right there to add rookie units to these guys, just to use up what's left of that. Now, the Springfields are going to cost me, but that's okay. It only cost me about $7,000 to max them out. Fighting Finns, same thing. It's going to cost me $7,500. Princess of Wales, same thing. Actually, oh man, that dropped them down below 2 stars. I kind of screwed up there, but all right, not a huge deal. Tyler, Texas, I'm out of those. All right, so now let's just double check and see if there's anybody else that I gave. Okay, there's some Harper's Ferries there, so those are free. So now we go in and we just start maxing out the guys with the Springfield 1842s, which is going to cost me $5,500 each time I do it, but I've got the money for that, so not a problem. And we'll just do that until these are palmettos, which are about the same cost. Should give me a pretty significant advantage in numbers in this battle, which I haven't had for a while. An advantage like this. So I'm pretty excited about that. Then it's just going to come down to strategy, because I'll definitely have the numbers. There we go. Oh man, that worked out beautifully. $188 to spare. Still 18,000 men in my force pool. But now we're at 49,000 men. We've got about a 11,000 man advantage on the field. So that should bode really, really well for this battle. I'm pretty excited about that. So I'm actually almost through phase 1, and I didn't show you any of it because I didn't really engage the enemy except with a little bit of my artillery. I kind of probed a little bit with some skirmishers here and there. But my plan is to sit back and hope, after driving him off from these initial positions, that he's going to get greedy and come at me. It may or may not happen, but that's the plan. And I'm going to keep my force relatively tight. I'm not going to try to spread out too much because the issue is that I've got all of these green units and very few experienced units out there. And I know that if he comes at me pretty hard on my flanks, I'm just not going to be able to handle that. So what I want to do is I actually want to go ahead and start kind of spreading out my experience unit, because what I'm expecting to take a lot of casualties in this battle. But while I wouldn't want to, I don't want to say that's on purpose. I'm not going to shy away from engaging the enemy because I need to build up some experience in some of these green units. So by the time I get to Antietam, I've got a significantly larger number of 1- and 2-star units versus what I have right now, which is a very small number of those. So I'm not going to shy away from firefights, and a lot of these units that have 1842s and have 2,000 brand new men. If I lose 700 or 800 but gain some valuable experience for those units, then I'll consider it worth it. So I'm not really going for the absolute minimalist approach to casualties on this one, because I've been holding back on building up additional units until now. Additional reinforcements, some elements of my 2nd Corps have just arrived. And you can see what my plan is here. I'm keeping a really tight defense because the only objectives I need to worry about in the end of this battle are going to be Henry Hill, which hasn't even appeared yet, and then the Stony Ridge right there. So nothing else matters. I'm going to just try to inflict casualties, give some experience to these inexperienced units. I'm even going to keep my cavalry kind of in place, and then just hope I don't run out of supplies before he actually attacks me. Alright, looks like he's finally going to start attacking me. We're on to the next phase here. It's 4:30 in the afternoon, so I think this might be the last phase of day 1. So hopefully we start inflicting some casualties now. The numbers are fairly even. I've got him by about 3,500 men right now. I've shut down all of my artillery. The idea here being that I want to try and save those supplies until he's actually in position to fight me. I'm going to shift some of the artillery over, especially some of these smoothbores. Hopefully we can start inflicting some casualties here. And then we'll just watch and see what he does. I'm hoping he'll come at me and not just park everybody up on Stony Ridge. At least for now, he appears to be pretty content to sit tight. I may have to try to move out and coax him into an engagement. Alright, so that takes us to day 2, and you can see now that the numbers are going to be pretty even. He got more reinforcements. Very little happened so far, but what I'm hoping now is that he will counterattack. The problem, of course, is that I give up all of the ground I was just holding, which is really unfortunate because I had a pretty good position that I felt was going to be pretty strong for me. So now I've got to replace all of my units and then just kind of try and inflict as many casualties as I can in the next 5 or 6 hours of fighting, and then hopefully counterattack and be able to take this objective. And right away you see the problem with the shift from that first day of the main battle to the second, and that's that even by rushing my troops, I can't get them back to the position I was in before he's already gotten it. So I've got to try and push him out. I wanted to be sitting in these woods when he attacked, so this wouldn't happen. Now I'm going to have to take unnecessary casualties to make this happen, when I was already sitting in that great position. Alright, we're just going to charge Taliaferro to get him out of there. So I can get that position back. Alright, good news is we got that taken care of. It's a minor blip in the grand scheme of things, I suppose. Let's get these 10-pounders moved up a little bit. We'll get General Law down here as well. I'm going to back up a little bit here, so these guys will come into the water. All the Confederates can have Chin Ridge. It doesn't do anything for the battle itself. In fact, what we need isn't even appearing yet. Alright, we gotta push these guys out of these woods. I'm going to hold all of these guns until I need to use them. Alright, so that's what them taking Chin Ridge does, is it hurries up the last phase, which is actually kind of unfortunate, but that's the reality. I now have 3.5 hours to take the objective, so that starts to put me on a bit of a time crunch. And now I have an objective out here that I've got to protect. So we're going to have to send some units out there to deal with that. And I'm still a little disappointed that he hasn't attacked me, because by this point I was hoping to have had a bigger advantage. But what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to start pressing ahead. Oh, here he comes. All right. So ask and you shall receive. Hopefully I can weaken him enough, all these 3-star units up here, to where then I can push back and take the objective. Got the Ohio Outlaws kind of sticking out there, but I think we'll be okay. We gotta push him out of these woods. I gotta be careful. I don't know what else he has out here, but it drives me nuts that skirmishers can run away faster than my cavalry can catch them. Alright, there we go. Gotta get him out in the open, though. Alright, we got these guys right in the water where we want them. I'm going to move these 24-pounders over here. No, no, not you. No, 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 no. I meant the 24-pounders. These guys I probably should have pushed out a little further so I could have caught him in the woods. I'm not sure I can hold them off. There's 3 brigades there. Alright, we grabbed those skirmishers. Not that it's a huge deal for me right now, but it'll do. At some point he's going to sneak some cavalry back there to try and take Henry Hill. Alright, we got 3 rookie brigades not doing incredibly well against 3 3-star units, as expected. And that's my problem with the build of my army right now, is that I'm just not equipped to take on experienced units all the way along a large battle line like this. Thankfully and hopefully my artillery makes up the difference. Alright, there's his sneaky little force that I knew would be coming. Oh, Ohio Outlaws. Got a little bit of trouble there. Which I guess I should have expected because I had them sitting out there. Let's slow things down a little bit. Alright, I think we're holding our own. I definitely should have tried to catch these guys on the water, though. I can probably get by giving up one of those units here, because I don't think he's going to hit me here. My big concern is having enough strength to be able to make the counterattack to take the Stony Ridge. Right now I've got about a 5,400 man advantage on him. That's definitely going to have to get better. Man, it's hard, and it's my own fault, but it's hard having all of these rookie units with 1842s going up against these 2- and 3-star units on my flank, and that's why I've got to get the experience at this battle. That's going to help me when I get to places like Fredericksburg and Antietam, where 4 or 5 experienced units is just not going to cut it. So my 4,500 man advantage is up to 5,400 now. Oh, what are you guys doing out there? Get out of there. I know, I was trying to protect the flanks of my one unit. I think we're going to hold our own here. It's over on my right flank I have the real problem right now. Oh, hello. I'm really hoping this is the only brigade of infantry he's got sitting here. We're going to find out. Because if he's got help, this is going to be a big mistake. If he doesn't, it's going to be a bad day for him. Hope I can hit him before... he got his volley off. There went 100 men. That's all he's going to get. I keep breaking in that spot right there. Alright, we gotta pull these 24 pounders, or these 20 pounders back. Alright, I want to pause for a second. So, 0-star 1842s holding their own against 3-star units over here with a little help from artillery and some help from cover. At least they're fighting even, which is really a pretty pleasant surprise. I've got a 7,000 man advantage now. We were basically even going into this second day's fight. I think I had about 1,000 man advantage in numbers. But I've got to weaken him enough to where I can advance on that objective. And I can't sacrifice my cavalry to do it because they've got to sit back there and protect Henry Hill. Right, I think we can send Fry over as well. And I'll just keep one unit here. Not entirely sure what's happening here, why these guys are shifting over like that. Ohio Outlaws, you sit tight right where you are, please. Alright, the good news is some of these units, if we hit them enough, they're going to dissolve. Did we take him out? Yeah, we did. Excellent. Now let's go get these skirmishers. We got early in the water here. Alright, I'm going to pause again. I just want to see where things stand. Went into the second day with 1,000 man advantage. It's up to 9,000 now. So every little bit helps. Looks like I've lost about 8,000 men, my goodness. But inflicted at least 16,000 casualties. And like I said, I didn't expect this to be one of those incredibly one-sided fights because I had so many rookie units. But if I can come out of here with a lot of experience and a win, then the casualties will be worth that. Still having a problem with shifting here. I guess we're overlapping a little too much. But we're gonna get some help here. We can pull some of these bigger units off the line, or put some bigger units on the line and pull some of the other ones off. Oh boy, pull these sharpshooters back. Gonna have to keep hurling him back the best I can here. See, now he's sitting in some woods too. 2 hours to go. See, a unit like this one here that was a brand new recruit coming out, losing 800 men, probably over 1,000 by the time it's done, but inflicting 1,200 casualties plus, that's going to put me in good position to have them be a much more experienced unit moving forward. Man, I'm just a little concerned about my ability to actually take the objective when the time comes. He's down to 26,000 men. My advantage is almost 11,000. Oh man, there's another big unit there. Forget him. Let's go get this guy. We'll worry about those skirmishers later. See, I like that I've got all of these guys sitting right there. I just wish I had some experience up here. That's just one of those hindsight is 2020 things when it comes to the campaign thus far. Where did he go? He must have got away. Oh boy. Alright, I want to pause for a second again. There's Robertson once again. And once again, we're going to try to get him instead of dealing with these skirmishers. Okay, so for this last phase, a couple of things I need to do now. One is I need to hopefully keep all of these units occupied down here because I've got to be able to sneak in and grab that objective. Now, I could probably go for brute force and try to punch a hole through him, but I'm going to take a lot more casualties doing that. Now, he's down to just 23,500 men. Oh, hey, good. I was hoping to catch him because I knew he had this unit out there somewhere. If I can wipe them out, then that frees up my melee cav. Now I'm going to go over here and cover because I feel like there's a lot of darkness in here and he might have another unit somewhere. Gotta hang tight and shoot it out with him for a little bit. Gotta hope I can finish these guys off. Oh, look at that. He does have a unit sitting over here. Come on, finish these guys off. I need these units freed up. Oh, look at Lee. He just rode right through my line. Oh, that's so frustrating when that happens. They should not be able to ride through and then break on the other side of you like that. Darn it. That's probably how he snuck Drayton through, too. Robertson surrendered. Okay, good. That helps. But now I've unfortunately got to take at least one of these units up here to help cover against his unit that just broke through. We're going to send the rest in an effort to go up and maybe sneak in and take that objective. I've got to use Kemper to cover my rear. Okay, we're gonna wipe out some of these units pretty soon. What's he down to? 18,000 men. I've got him almost 2-to-1 now. And I think I'll have enough time to do this. Oh boy. Louisiana Brigade's about to cease to be, I hope. Oh, Horn, I wasn't expecting you to break. Yeah, that's what I get for new recruits. Alright, let's push up here. Maybe we can take some of the pressure off my right flank. Come on, guys, get moving. Alright. New recruits or not, 1,100 charging into 400 ought to be able to do something. Fall back, Wolverines. Okay, 39 minutes to go. He's down to just 14,000 men. One more volley and I think Forno's gone. Alright, get out of there, Zook. So two things I expected to happen are happening. One is that as the battle wore on, the casualties would become more one-sided, but I also expected I would take a lot of casualties. But honestly, if you look at a unit like Schimmelpfennig, he's got 964 kills, 600 deaths. I'll take those deaths because those 1,000 kills for a brand new unit with no experience and with Springfield 1842s is going to mean he's going to be at least 1 star coming out of here. And that's what I was hoping for, is I need an experienced army to take into Antietam. Now, unfortunately, what I also need is this last objective before very long. So we're going to have to sneak in there and grab this thing. I'm going to go ahead and march these guys up. See if maybe that can draw some people out. Oh, Grant was wounded. See, unfortunately, I don't think I can wait until the very last minute. I don't think it's going to allow me to do that. And you got Confederate units breaking right toward that position now. So we're going to take some casualties here, but I've got to push. So it's not just my cavalry riding in there by themselves. Yeah, see, he's got a 1,000-man 3-star brigade right there. Oh, ouch. There's more of his artillery. Minutes, man. It's an awfully long time to have to hold this. We did get Hood to surrender. That's 1,000 men. That helps a lot. Now maybe I can do this. I just worry about this battery turning and firing on me. Alright, fighting Finns. Run. Run for your lives. There's 8 minutes left, and we can't let him drive my cavalry off. There. Perfect. Ooh, that hurt. Alright, I know there's a lot to criticize about how I fought this battle, but honestly what set me up badly for this one had nothing to do with this battle itself. It had everything to do with what I did before this battle, where I put myself in a position where I basically had 5 experienced infantry brigades and then about 20 complete noobs. So that is going to be corrected moving forward. So when I go into Antietam, it won't be like this, because he's probably going to have a pretty substantial force at Antietam. So I come out of here with a lot of experience. I basically fought an exact same size army as me, but when you figure a bunch of new units going up against a bunch of 3-star units with better equipment, that's pretty good. We inflicted over 30,000 casualties. I lost 14,000. But I think I'm going to come out a lot better on the other side of this one. Lots of promotions. More importantly, a lot more experience with my unit. So let's take a look at that now. We've got 33,000 available. I've got about 30,000 in my army. That gives me, what, 63,000 plus whatever else I can come up with between now and then. And we're going to go into Crampton's Gap, South Mountain, and Antietam. Some tougher fights ahead. Let me know your thoughts. I know it wasn't pretty. I know it could have been a lot better. But I also know I've got a much better army than I had before this battle. So look at all those 1-stars on those brand new units. That was the key for me. That's going to help me a whole lot moving into the next phase, and I'm going to try to get some more experience in a couple of those units if I can. So let me know your thoughts. Use that comment section below, and we'll see where we go from here. Thanks a lot, guys.